My friends and I, we went to a party last week at a ridiculously expensive house. And the owners, well, this couple wasn't that old, yet they looked tired, sluggish, wrinkles that they shouldn't have had yet, while also showing more gray hair than others who were 15 years older. I thought, this couple, they deserve, no, they need Stardust. Now, Stardust is the revolutionary, age-defying supplement the world is now discovering. StardustPill.com. Stardust. You deserve youth.
Welcome to the Who Cares podcast, a podcast that enters your soul with your host, Stephen Moraga.
That's right. It's time once again for the Who Cares podcast. That's right. It's me, Stephen Moraga, Stephen with a PH, and I'm welcoming you here to the first ever. We just streamed without sound. Forest. Yeah, who cares? We're also for a second. We're in a forest.
There we go. My goodness, gore.
Caca.
We both say caca.
That's the word that I can't take. But I am here, Stephen Moraga, Stephen with a PH. I am the host of the Who Cares podcast. We've been streaming live on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. So go ahead and listen to the last 2 years of episodes. But now we are finally here. We are finally here on the greatest channel, the greatest streaming channel in all the land, in all the forest. For you, the people. So please, why don't you come inside to our enchanted land and enjoy the Who Cares podcast with myself, Mr. Stephen Moraga, Stephen with a PH, and my fantastic, sometimes co-host, sometimes producer. You never know if he's gonna be here or not. But he was raised to be, and he was told at a very young age that he was blind. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was a very tough,
Devastating.
And then 5 years later, they said, John, there's even worse news.
What is that?
You're colorblind. And once they told him that, he fought it. And now he sees color. He got sight. He got healed. Just like that. Because of his mind.
And then I said, I can't see how things could get any better.
That's right. His name is John Montgomery Thunderbird III. Thank you for joining us,
That's
John
right.
Montgomery.
That's me. And that was technically a metaphor because before we were on the Anchor platform, and we still are. But now we're giving sight to the blind.
That's right.
Before you could only hear us.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you can see us.
And it is interesting because I grew up very privileged because I was born perfect.
Yeah.
And physically.
And that can also be a struggle.
It was a struggle. There was a lot of hate in my life, and that's a lot of, and you know that. You've seen it firsthand. People have actually punched me when we got out for no reason.
Mm-hmm. I've heard many stories, and I've seen it myself. I haven't seen you get punched yet.
No, but everybody pretty much hates.
People acting a fool.
And if you hate me, that's okay. But as long as you like this guy, that's okay.
And keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself, Jesus.
Like really,
this is a beautiful platform.
How old are we?
Yeah, come on.
Jeez.
No room for that. We love each and every one of you. We thank you for joining us here. Because Twitch provides such a great community, I feel.
A beautiful community. And they're not BSers by any means. They mean business. And
that's right.
They know what they want.
They know what they want.
They
want good stuff.
They're one of the few demographics that know what they want and they don't take BS.
No. And there's 200 million people on Twitch, and it's a community where they want to watch the growth, because everyone that streams on there, they've gone through their growing pains, just like what we're doing right now.
Right.
It seems a little awkward, but pretty soon it'll just be like, just like how we are audacity. That's absolutely not a word. Oh, Jesus.
But nascent is a word.
And this is the first. This is the first nascent technology. No, how would you use that in a sentence? This is the first nascent podcast.
Well, our goal is with
nascency,
with the less latency.
You're using so much beautiful language. If you weren't a male and my favorite best co-host friend. Oh no, so man on the couch over here is girl on the couch.
I'd be in trouble, but feeling great.
So John Montgomery Thunderbird III, we've been talking earlier. They just got a chance to see our handsome faces, but I would give a little background to you. You are pretty much one of the most talented people I've ever met. And I realized that you were my neighbor, and I said, "Who is this guy? Who does he think he is? Who does this man think he is? Coming into my neighborhood,
skateboarding, while playing guitar, wearing a robe, and rocking amazing
and does it rocking beautiful hair, and I thought, who does this guy think he is? Coming to my neighborhood like that." But then I saw you play lead guitar with a song that you wrote the lyrics for, and then all of a sudden, oh, I need some drums for. I was managing an artist at the time, and you're like, "I got that. I can play drums." I go, "You can play drums too."
I got you. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, "Well, I kind of need a bass hook on there." You're like, "Well, I got that." And I was like, "Well, shit. I play piano, but it doesn't mean I can do." And you said you never read music.
Never. I mean, tablature, but that's not reading music.
No, it's not. I can read music, and I cannot pick up things and just start playing it.
I taught myself to play by ear.
Okay, so did you have the patience? I think because everybody out there that's thinking about playing an instrument, you're like, "Man, I really want to play guitar. I'm gonna put this controller down. I'm gonna pick up a guitar." Did you get frustrated? How long did it take you? Because I would get frustrated because I have a very ADD kind of personality.
At that age, when I started playing, I was like maybe 16, 17. Like, I was used to putting in work to for things that I love.
Okay.
To like,
I was gonna say, you grew up on a farm?
To get better at what I love.
Right.
So I was skateboarding a lot when I was younger. Got pretty good at that, and just I decided I want to do other things, and started playing music, and video games helped me a lot, I think, with that, actually.
Okay.
Like, button coordination and whatnot, and stretching fingers, and so my finger muscles were there. They just weren't used to being put in weird.
Did you say your finger muscles?
My finger muscles, yes. And
I know a lot of,
because no one thinks about that kind of stuff.
Some people do, and maybe some girls that went to your school.
Yeah,
they like your finger muscles.
Yeah, they like every girl that I meet.
That's right. So we're just gonna go past that. But anyways, so finger muscles led to finger muscles playing the guitar.
Yeah, and
so
because that's a big part of playing guitar. Right. People don't realize it. It's gonna piss you off.
Right.
You need to have patience. You can't.
And you had that? You had patience?
I have tons of patience. I have a lot of patience.
How many patients do you have? Are you a doctor?
I'm not a doctor, but I have about 20.
You have 20 patients?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm patient with my patients, and they are patient with me.
And I'm putting on these headphones that stupid on me.
But yeah, you really can't get mad at yourself for not being able to play this like your friend can, or being able to do this because you think you can. Like, you really need to put in work, and you're gonna sound like crap, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, because I really wouldn't have had those patients.
Yeah,
I'm like, I would probably take a week. I took guitar, and I'm like, "Steven, well, you played piano. Of course you can play guitar." I said, "Of course." Okay, well, great. And so then I said, "Listen, Mr. Guitar Man, teach me social distortion. Born to Lose." I don't know why that song. It's a good song.
It's a Johnny Cash song, is it not?
Born to lose, watch what they said. You know I was better off dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same lyrics.
Dun dun dun. No, it's not at all, actually. Okay. But also Anarchy in the UK, because I was very, very into punk rock, and I figured if there's one anthem that you have to learn, it's kind of like if you were into easy listening, you would play some maybe or you play Sailing takes me away to where I'm going.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh, that song, yeah.
It's a great song. Yeah. Beautiful song, Mr. Christopher Cross. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Or if you're into hip hop, you would want to play like one of the original. You would want to learn, like if you're a hip hop artist, you probably start some old classics, maybe move into a little bit, but you want to get the classics down.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned, for some reason, Born to Lose, Anarchy in the UK, very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, it's not moving fast enough for me.
Right.
Because I play piano, so I should be able to play it so good.
And because one of the things that I see that you could have done differently was maybe learn like the basic chords or like finger positions.
No, that's what's interesting. He didn't do that. Yeah, he didn't do that with me.
He wanted more money, probably.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, because my guitar teacher did that too.
Yeah.
But
I should have known because he was like 10 years too late on his style.
Right. And if they look irrelevant, sound irrelevant, they're most likely irrelevant.
Yeah, like he wanted to play Journey.
Of course.
He did.
Yeah, and he had like the guitar pedal like that with the loop
Right,
station,
right.
And like and
Yeah,
then
and
play a different part, put it all together. And
he looked like not inspirational. Like if I was as good as him, I wouldn't want to look like him. You know what I'm talking about? Dude,
you're so good.
Yeah, why do you look like you're from the movie Wayne's World from 1983?
Right. Most likely, dude couldn't write his own music, but he could play others' music really well.
Yeah, because he all I had to do is bring in like at the time. No, I brought in. Oh shit! I brought in a CD, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, why don't you bring in that CD?" And then he listened to it, and he's like, "I don't know that song." And I'm like, "You don't know Social Distortion?"
What's the matter with you? Why are you my teacher?
Like we Fullerton, California. That's where we're at. Rocket music.
Yeah. Oh, that's Brea.
Brea.
Yeah, I remember Rocket Music. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Such
I wonder why.
Sad day.
I wonder why. Because I had idiots like that.
Yeah.
He looked like a half professional wrestler. Because he had like that.
That's probably why you picked him on.
No, I didn't
like
pick
that one.
No, I don't know how I picked him. I really don't know how. But you know what I did feel that it was the best part of me playing guitar? Me walking home with my guitar case.
Yeah. Did anyone whistle at you?
Yeah, because I didn't have a car, but I had a guitar case.
That's right. It's way better than having a car.
Like, what are you going to do with the car? You ain't going to play it.
It's going to play you.
I have a guitar now. I have a car now. Still doesn't give me that feeling of walking down Brea Boulevard. No. Or wherever it was on. Where the hell was it? It was Brea Boulevard. It was Brea Boulevard.
Or Brea?
Brea Boulevard over there by, Brea Boulevard Imperial over there. Right?
Randolph.
There you go. Brea's best. We don't want, no, hold on. We're not going to give any love to anybody that doesn't give us sponsorship money. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Who Cares the Podcast, streaming not only here on Twitch, thank goodness, but also on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, everything else. It's brought to you by Pacific Shore Estates. Did you know about it here in the beautiful city of Orange, California?
Oh, that they have Brian Link.
They have Brian Link, the most ethical man in all of real estate.
You guys gotta look at any listings that you possibly got.
If you're young and you think, oh my God, I can't afford a house, Mr. Brian Link will tell you straight up, and he's more honest than any real estate agent ever.
Right.
It's like there's Brian Link, and then everybody else kind of like fudges things.
Right.
And because he doesn't, but he's straight up with you, and he'll get you in that home, whether he'll just make sure that you get it, and he'll, maybe it's not exactly where you want it to be, but he'll make sure you own the home.
Right.
It might be like maybe 2 streets down.
Yeah, but that's close.
It's 2 streets down.
Can choose where exactly they want to
That's
live
right.
these days.
And we wrote a song about Brian Link.
We did.
Brian Link, he knows everything
about real estate right now.
Link, Brian Link, Pacific Shore Estates.
Link, the Ocarina of Time, I think, is for Brian Link.
Pacific Shore Estates. PacificShoreEstates.com.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Don't feel like you can't wait.
For real estate.
Because it's right there on your plate from Brian Link.
To your face.
So Brian Link, PacificShoreEstates.com. greatest real estate brokers on the planet. Great sponsor of the show.
Absolutely. And you know our other sponsor?
Who's our other sponsor?
What's the Play Game?
Oh, What's Play Games. That's right. We're talking about, since we're on the #1 streaming video game platform in the whole world. There's nothing. Why did I say it like that? Nothing better. It feels like there's nothing better than Twitch.
It's perfectly awesome.
It's totally awesome.
Totally.
And it grabs you by the
cojones.
That's right. And because Twitch is the #1 streaming platform in all the land here in this forest, Sherwood Forest.
Yes. Where the sugar plum fairies are fat. And cannot fly anymore.
They've eaten so many sugar plums.
Yes.
But that's because of all the people that play on this platform.
Yes. They make it all possible.
Make it all possible for everyone out there. So, since Twitch is the #1 platform, streaming game platform, you have taken advantage of this. And you said, I'm going to play on the #1 streaming platform. And I'm going to play, what game was it?
I'm going to play Breath of the Wild. The new Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
On Switch.
I didn't know where you go. I didn't know that was the name of it.
I actually have been missing out on Zelda titles for a good part of my adult life, which is a shame.
That is a horrible.
Just because Nintendo, like, come on, they put a bunch of kid games for like the past 2 systems, kid games, garbage, poo poo.
Hey,
no,
right.
But Switch brings it all home.
You love your Switch.
All that stuff on Switch.
You absolutely love
the Switch. I love it so much.
It's probably. You think it's the greatest gaming system that you've ever had? Just give you freedom.
Yeah, innovatively, yes.
Right. It just doesn't have all the titles.
Right, but it's got damn good graphics for what it is. Like, it's on par.
What is it?
I don't know, because it's not like an 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. It doesn't do that anymore. It's more like processing power and using graphic cards, like similar to PC. They're getting so close to PC structure because they're using like AMD and Intel processors, like all computer parts.
So, and how big is your Switch? The size of
2 phones.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh,
So you're you're loving it, and so you decided to stream on what Twitch channel?
On What's Play Games.
So twitch.tv/What's Play Games. That's where you're at.
That is where I'm at.
That's beautiful.
We're also scheduling 3 other streamers to host on our platform.
You're scheduling 3 other streamers.
Yes, they will be streaming every week for several hours a day, each of them. And,
are they
scheduled out spots that we're gonna have on the actual page listed, so you'll know when you could watch your favorite guy.
Oh, you're gonna give that to? You're gonna have it organized like that?
On the Twitch channel.
Jesus, you not only you're every day you're coming up with new stuff.
You have to.
Well, I'll be on the lookout for that. So it's twitch.tv/What's Play Games. You're streaming there, Legend of Zelda. But I know you're saying Legend of Zelda right now, but there's another game that, like, I'm talking to you sometimes and I feel like you're not really hearing me. Because why is that?
Because I am playing Pokemon Go.
Playing Pokemon Go. And I'm like, hey, John, because, we have a couple business ventures together. And I'm like, John, we got to go into this. And you're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I got a shiny right now.
I just got a shiny right now.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, who cares? Great, awesome, glad you did that. What about what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm just like, well once you appreciate my shiny, I'll listen to you. Right.
And I played for a little bit, and then I lost all my balls.
And you didn't want to go outside
to the gym
to go and get more, or send me any gifts.
That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
I gave up, like I did guitar. But you know what I'm not giving up on? Our audience is going to be fantastic. And please, you can, if you like what you see, which of course you do, I want everybody out there to, audibly, I'm sure you like it, but even now visually to the masses, we're here. And it's going to be a whole nother world. And I can't tell you the excitement that we have right now. Like I'm brimming inside right now. It's not the burrito that I ate yesterday.
I am itching to jump off the saddle and run with my horse.
Speaking of running the horse, you got back on that horse and you broke your ankle.
I broke my ankle skateboarding. Trying to be the teenage like awesome person that I used to be in my youth. Got a little bit overzealous.
Oh,
and
you're a very young man.
I drank a little bit too much Red Bull because I had wings.
First, Jesus Christ.
But I literally thought that I was back in my 15-year-old body.
First of all, I don't even know what you're referencing because they are not a sponsor.
Oh, right.
They're not a sponsor. We don't know what you're talking about.
When I was in my youth, a young John Montgomery Thunderbird III.
And I think, well, hold on real quick. Before we get into the skateboard story, there's a backstory to you.
Oh, you'd like to know
the backstory, how John Montgomery Thunderbird III actually became John Montgomery Thunderbird III.
Okay, so this actually is written most textbooks and history books.
No way.
I don't know if it's been updated or what.
You know what?
Yes, I believe it has been added. But
it's already been added?
I believe so. My lawyers have been telling me that it's been added, and I haven't found any evidence. But I trust them, so I will not search anymore. But it goes a little bit like
I think it's. Where'd it go? Okay.
Oh,
it's on this
in Bible form.
And yeah, you said so. We're gonna open the page. I wish I had glasses. Right. I think you know what people always do this.
Yes.
And then they do that. I don't know what.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Supposedly makes this page stick to your finger.
God, what don't you know? So what page would it be on your family lineage? The Montgomery Thunderbirds?
253.
253.
And it should be
right
there.
It's amazing.
So if you'd like, you can read along to my narration. So when my father was a boy, a young man, he met a lady, and they got together and knew each other very well. And they popped out my brother, John Montgomery Thunderbird.
Wait, hold on. Usually, when people are named the third, it's the father that has the name. What was your father's name?
Frank.
So your father is Frank, named the first son John Montgomery.
And they later had another son, named him.
If I would read farther down, I don't want to ruin this stuff.
If you read farther down, he had another son named John Montgomery Thunderbird II.
The second. That's where I'm at right now.
And
so it can't get any better than this.
So
folks.
A little bit later, he had another son.
Who was that?
Montgomery Thunderbird III, and that's me.
The apple of their eye.
Now, you may think my father a simple man, or a rebel.
A simpleton?
Simpleton.
No.
Whatever.
How can he be a simpleton?
No. He's an innovator.
That's right.
An engineer, and amazing. Because when when a name is carried from generation to generation, who the hell has time for that? Like, no one's gonna live past to see a third or a second if you knew the junior, or the, you know what I mean? Like you know the original, senior, you know junior. You ain't never gonna know third.
Junior.
You ain't gonna know junior.
Right.
Most likely. So he thought.
Yeah, usually the third is kind of like, well, but it has a nice ring to it.
Right.
The third.
It's perfect. So what he thought
the second doesn't.
The
second doesn't rhyme with Thunderbird.
No, it sounds silly.
Yeah. What happened to your brother?
Well, he didn't make it very long. John Montgomery Thunderbird is very successful.
Very successful.
Very successful.
His
I haven't
businesses,
seen him in years.
And he's left the family.
He's too good. But I'm right behind his coattails. But he was so good that the second couldn't match up. So
that's a horrible story.
Father naturally would talk down to him like, "Why aren't
you
as good as your brother? Why aren't you as good as your brother?"
How would he say?
Father. would say, "Why aren't you as good as Montgomery first? Why aren't you as good as him? What's the matter with you, second?"
He's like, "I'm trying, Frank. I'm trying.
I'm trying bloody hard. Frank."
Yeah, I wake up and all I can think of is John Montgomery this, John Montgomery Thunderbird this. I'm the second. I matter.
Yeah. Seconds' lives matters too.
So
is what he said.
Is that what he said?
He didn't live that out.
Oh.
And his life must have mattered.
He fall into drink?
Very well. He did not fall into drink. He actually fell off a curb and skinned his chin.
Oh my goodness.
Malpractice by the doctors got him in.
You know what? 500 people in a 48-hour period die from malpractice. That's interesting.
This was the worst. They misplaced his chin for a kneecap. Killed him.
Easy to do.
Took about 3 years for him to die, but he killed him.
But you know what? He could pray.
He could. He could pray.
Well, you know what?
Darn, he could pray.
You know what? Let's give a moment of silence for your brother.
Second.
Is he? You said he's gone. He's gone. Okay, because you said it kind of got dragged out. I didn't know if it was still being dragged out. Like you hit a knee. So we get on in reverence. Should we get on?
We should get on our chin.
And I'm actually I've known you for a very long time, and you've never really told me that story. And all I had to do was look in this particular book here.
But you had to open up all the issues back up for me.
I'm sorry. So, but you had seen this, right? You had seen your older brother being the apple of your Frank's eye, and then you saw number 2 fail, and then so really you didn't have much pressure.
No, it was even after his death. Father still would yell at him when he wasn't even there.
Wait.
If a dish was misplaced or dirty.
He would go, "God, the second? John Montgomery Thunderbird the second?" And at first, oh my God, you get like that? Okay, that's ridiculous. And so the lesson to everybody out there is don't worry if your dad gets mad at you.
He's always gonna get mad.
He's always getting mad at you. Even in death.
Yeah.
He got mad at him.
And you
can't do anything about that.
I really think he loved the second more than the first.
Because that's why you got so angry.
Right. He knew that he had more potential.
Damn.
And was not living up to it because, how are you going to live in the shadow of your first?
You get a knee implant into your chin. That's what happens. So he probably, I'm sure to this day, he sure probably blames himself here for what could have been.
No. He knows that second was...
Darwinism?
I mean...
Only the strong survive in the Montgomery Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Third the house.
Yeah, our mother doesn't save us.
Did you say mother?
Our mother.
Oh, your mother.
Doesn't save us. Like, if the sun is setting, all the other kids...
The sun did set.
The sun, or the...
6 feet
all
on the
the
ground.
other kids, their mothers ring the bell. Supper time, come on home. Top up. And... our mother didn't do that. We didn't know when it was time to come home, so we kind of had to watch the other kids. Like, oh, it looks like everyone's eating dinner. I think we got to go in too. But the second was always off by himself and collecting frogs, whatever, and didn't see all the other kids running in.
In this forest, right back here is where you guys used to play.
Yep, right along these trees right here, right along there, right here. This one right here, I'm very familiar with.
I think there's a carving. It says number 2 and number 3.
And we X'd it out. I never did like him. But
well, because you knew your dad kind of played favorites, even though he blames him for everything. Right? So then you just came along, and then what did you do? You showed them without a shadow of a doubt. You showed them what a fantastic man you are. You showed them it was kind of like it was like a tidal wave that they didn't see coming.
Right.
And they're like, man, what am I gonna do now?
Like, damn.
I am blessed to have not just one great son, not just one average, almost on death's door son, but now bringing up the rear.
Got the third.
I have the third. And this man, not only does his name rhyme but
golly, can he?
My golly, can he pack change lives?
Everything.
Change lives. Because I know everybody that's pretty much run into you, like they're like, God, my life is so much better than John Montgomery Thunderbird III has been in it.
That would be a very consistent and very true thing that people say. It's probably one of the only things they know for sure.
Do you think because we know that the first was a definite overachiever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't have that ear for music.
No, he went by the book,
right? And you're the second had an ear for music, and then he lost his hearing at a very young age.
Yeah,
that guy.
He stood too close to the gun was shooting.
That's right. The musket range that you guys live by. Yeah.
Father always told us to stand back. Second always had to see what's going on. And was getting distracted by the shiny things and
blew out his eardrum.
Couldn't hear no more.
And then when you were born, they thought your sight was gone, and then they told you you're colorblind. Then and then through the will of your heart and soul, you said, no, I'm not going to be like that anymore. I'm not going to be like that. And then one day you just said, I'm not going to take it anymore. I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw that you're, one of two left. Yeah. And it's up to you now to prove to everybody. And your father, Frank, they had no idea that was coming.
No idea. He thought that all the talent and everything was wasted on the first two. He didn't think he had another great thing coming, and but
right.
I didn't have to do much. I was just naturally gifted, and
would you say almost
make things look easy?
Would you say almost? I'm not gonna even go there.
I can go anywhere. Let's do this.
Well, maybe some other day we're going to talk about certain, not afflictions that some people might think are bad in the long run, but also maybe genius in the other one.
Okay, we can discuss this. That sounds fine to me.
So, it's a pleasure for you to be blessing us here on the Who Cares the podcast, the greatest podcast on all the land, in this forest, that forest, Sherwood Forest. And also Yellowstone Forest. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I don't know what they got on the East Coast, but we're going to talk about a couple of issues here that's been kind of not bothering us. Mm-hmm. But we talked to our other coach. She was going to join us, the lady Miss Meg Lee, the Southern Belle. Miss Meg Lee, the Southern Belle, has been, if you listen to our podcast, if you go back in the archives on Twitch, on iTunes or Spotify or
re-releases that you've been doing.
Re-releases every week. I'm putting the classic episodes out, and you can hear the Southern Belle, Miss Meg Lee, a beautiful Southern Belle,
the River Belle,
and she brings such a Southern attitude, even though she was born here in LA. She's maybe South El Monte, maybe Southern Montebello, but it's Southern nonetheless.
Yeah, Montebello.
Southern Montebello.
Belle.
Oh, see, it's meant to be. So she was here earlier, and she was talking about, we had a little, I don't want to say an argument, but yeah, we actually was an argument, and we
a disagreement.
Yeah, she was told by an ex-girlfriend of mine that an ex-girlfriend of mine, this is a very long time ago. Who cares, right at this point? But it really, John and I could not understand where she was coming from in this situation. She said that me and my ex-girlfriend had broken up for a week. Like the first week, and then my ex-girlfriend went and made love to another, and I knew it. I was studying for the real estate exam. A very young man. I could feel it. It was in the pit of my stomach, but I didn't know for sure. But I've never felt a pain like that. So, and I'm very in touch with. I can actually touch you all out there. I can feel what you're feeling, and I know what you're feeling. It's pretty amazing this morning. It's like better than coffee. It's better than, I'm not even getting that, but it's better than things. And so I knew that this girl had been with another, right? 2 years later, Miss Meg Lee, the Southern Belle, tells me, oh yeah, by the way, you're right. She did do that night. And I said, what? Well, I didn't want to tell you. You knew you're going to break up with her anyways. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I know I was gonna break up with her, but as a friend, you tell the friend, what is she to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you wait? Well, she said she didn't want to cause drama. No, it doesn't matter. You tell the person that
you're loyal to,
you're
that
loyal
you've been
to,
friends with,
and let me deal with it how I want to. I know she wouldn't be telling me for nefarious reasons,
right?
Or to stir the pot,
right? And like to wait till it's irrelevant, kind of a bummer.
I was like, man.
But
it was like 2 girlfriends later when she told me. Like after 2 girlfriends later,
right?
Like I know it doesn't mean anything now, but then I was like, man, you knew the whole time, Miss Megley, the Southern Belle?
Yeah, because it's flawed logic, you know. Like if the reverse were happening, I'm sure she would appreciate knowledge.
She says no,
but that's okay. If
that's
certain
ridiculous.
people live certain ways, but it's just, I mean, come on, man. Like, if you're friends with somebody,
then you're friends with somebody,
right?
And you let them make the decision.
Yeah, you at least give them a chance to choose, though. Because what if you'd wanted to go back with this girl, and you never
and you know what? A
knew
couple of
any of
times
this?
we kind of tested the waters. We put our toes in.
See,
bubbly toes.
You could have saved a little bit of time and just known this,
or just
nowhere.
known what it was
gonna.
Yeah, don't get all excited.
Right, like, just it ain't worth it.
Even though I knew, I didn't know for sure.
Right.
And if why that idiot told her.
Exactly. Because
she wanted either.
She's friends with you. First of all.
Yeah. So do you think she? Yeah. Right.
Friends with you.
Right. Do you think she told her to stir the pot, or she just couldn't help herself,
or to make her jealous?
Like Meg Lee jealous?
Thinking that Meg Lee may have.
Oh no! Wait, Miss Meg Lee is like a sister.
I know. I understand.
That what a dum dum. Even a bigger dum dum
doesn't know that.
What a dum dum.
Yeah, you know how girls play games, Yeah. Sometimes.
So maybe she's trying to make her jealous too.
Yeah, exactly. Dum dum.
You try to put her in a position of baptism.
Right, a bad place, because that.
So wait, you're saying Miss Meg Lee didn't fall for it, and didn't tell me?
She wanted me to tell you. So yeah,
right.
She didn't.
So actually, wait a minute. So you're telling me right now, Miss Meg Lee actually did the best move?
No, not the best move.
All right.
Because she should have fell for it anyways. Because Dum Dum played a bad trick. That trick didn't work.
Yeah. Like how could you let in 1 week or one overnight stay be violated? In very weird ways.
Loyalty does.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
the whole thing is a mess.
Right.
What I'm saying is that Miss Meg Lee, the Southern Belle, my fantastic co-host of all co-hosts, my second best co-host friend, because I don't call people best friends. It's only co-host friends.
We're the co-host friends club.
Yep. If you're not a co-host, you're not my friend. I'm just kidding. So, yeah. So I don't know. What did you take on it? Like I know for a fact if one of your ladies, because you have many of them since you were from the beautiful Thunderbird III family, and ladies just fall.
And they flock. They
maidens,
come in flocks.
Maidens, here in the forest.
Gaggles of maidens.
I wonder is this the Thunderbird forest?
This is the Thunderbird forest, actually. As you can see, the Thunderbird eggs hanging from the tree.
So but what if they came to me and they said, I went against the crown.
I don't want to be.
I laid with another.
It's treason, I know.
Yeah, and if your family were to find out, they might get the old shung, right, beheaded.
Yeah.
Right? But I would look at her and I'd say, John, can you come in here for a second? Right there.
Like, yes, Stephen.
Yes, this girl is a whore.
On what?
She cheated on you.
On me?
I do not tell a lie.
No.
Right. And you know what? We would be very nice to her, and we just say, hey, just go on your merry way.
Yeah, pat her on the butt.
Yeah, we wouldn't even give the capital punishment in the land of Sherwood here.
Exactly. Treason,
the land of Thunderbird.
Treason is only punished when
by turning my back. Like this is what I do.
when the perpetrator is important, we'll
So-
just shoo him away.
That's
okay?
right. Get out. Shoo.
Yeah. Pop,
Shoo.
pop.
Pop, pop. So speaking of treasonous, there's a gentleman, what's his name? Jeffrey Epstein, right? Nobody heard of him maybe 6 months ago, right? All of a sudden he's doing bad things. He's hooking up with everybody's daughter.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible, horrible life that he led. He uses money for bad things. It sounds to me like he just made money to be bad, and his sex drive to overtook him.
Yeah.
Which is
It ran his life.
Yeah, it doesn't even register almost.
Right. I don't think it goes over the heads of most people, I think.
Yeah, like how much? Like, is that really all you're about?
I suppose so.
What an idiot.
Right.
He made shell corporations. He did all this. He hung out with the Clintons, Trumps. He did all this. He hangs out with everybody to protect himself.
Right.
Just because he had a voracious appetite.
Yeah. So sad.
Man, like, God, there's got to be more to you than that.
You would think so, but the simplest of things drive people.
I bet you his iTunes was probably the worst iTunes you get.
Oh, yeah.
And the girls were probably like, that's probably why they all like turned on
him. Yeah.
Yeah, because his iTunes.
If I have to hear that song one more time.
If I have to hear REO Speedwagon one more time, or who's that guy? Because it's probably from the '80s, but he didn't listen to good '80s. He didn't listen to like punk, electronic, great music from that time. He didn't listen to like innovators. He probably listened to oh my goodness, who's that guy? Eddie Money. Eddie Money's not that bad. I want to say that. I don't even really know what he is. Probably a little bit of Bon Jovi.
Oh, Bon Jovi.
He had Bon Jovi. Like, he blasted that.
Cool name,
Great name, but terrible music. And like, that guy was probably driving a Corvette, and he'd roll up and he'd play like some Bon Jovi like in a fever pitch. Still, though, like, he never left that time period. He's
How do you do that?
Or he's playing 8675309.
Or
Jesse's Girl?
Walk 500.
Okay, then he got in the 90s. He probably listened to that. 500 Miles, like horrible stuff.
Such a shame.
Yeah,
When you have a
such a
bad
shame.
music taste.
And I feel like he looks like somebody that had horrible music taste. And I think if there's anything to shame him for, it's for his bad music taste. That's one thing we cannot get behind. And I feel that he just totally he is not a person of society that we want anymore. Well, he's gone.
Yeah, kiss of death.
Kiss of death. He had horrible music taste, but we also probably do you think he's really gone?
No,
I don't think so either. And that's to be as long as we got to figure these things out here. We want to make sure that. We're stepping over the line and playing on the line.
Right. And
Tiptoeing.
Yeah, tiptoeing the line without crossing it. And I mean, personally, I think he's
still alive.
somewhere else.
He's somewhere else.
Yeah, somewhere else.
Yeah, because if he's in one of those cells that's made to not make you commit suicide.
And if you're on suicide watch, someone should be watching.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
I'm sorry, I don't. But I don't really feel I need to say my exact.
Yeah, we don't want people coming through here.
Yeah.
And coming back in through the doors. But even though we're on the West Coast,
I think
he's probably in the Bahamas.
He's fine.
Or he's probably in another island he owns.
He's fine.
Yeah, that's a sad thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Listening to terrible music.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into another aspect because of I don't want to keep with the theme, but the theme is like fakeness, right? He's fake, right? He probably there's not a real bone in his body. The guy doesn't even know himself. Right. He just makes money to do something to whatever to feed his appetite. But he's fake. But he's not as fake as what you found recently. There's an article that you read on CNN. What did it say, Mr. John Montgomery Thunderbird III?
It said that there has been a new technology.
Oh my God!
That has been hitting the internet, and it's very cheap actually for what it is. It's digitized. It's a digital like fake person maker, like a digital.
I don't know if I really follow you right now.
Let me just try to find a better way to explain it. It's a
Your older brother would have
the
explained it.
website is called thesepeopledoNotExist.com.
Okay, you're giving love to it.
So they're able to generate pictures of real looking people.
Oh my God.
That do not exist. They're not real. Someone may look close to that, but that person does not exist. You press refresh, another one pops up.
I'm gonna pull this up right
pops
now.
up. Another one pops up.
I don't think people understand what you're talking about. And I'm going to pull this up right now. It's called These People Do Not...
I think it might actually be either shut down by someone because we weren't able to go on it earlier.
Do you think that's just because you guys weren't being very focused?
No.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, the domain name is sending you to a...
So, what are you saying?
Basically, there's a technology out there that is able to create real-looking people that do not really exist. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless
that guy right
for
there.
it.
That guy does not exist. Is that fascinating?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Because it looks like that person.
It's a real person.
It looks kind of familiar. Hey.
So where does it end then?
It can.
Here's another person.
It's just gonna keep.
Are we gonna be
going.
already kicked off on our first podcast? Oh, here's another one.
Another one.
This person doesn't exist. Yeah. This is a what is it? AI digital reformation of a bunch of people.
Yeah, like a face generator.
Face generator, and they look absolutely real. Look at that, right. And I can put that up there because she absolutely does not exist.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That actual people that look that crystal clear. That to me, she looks like somebody I've met before. Or...
Yep. And companies have been using these types of people for as
nefarious
for
reason.
Media influencers.
You mean media. Some people are following people that might be one of these people here?
Yeah, they don't exist. They make like a supermodel one,
and you think it's a real person.
People follow them. They make posts, have personalities, and they are not real. And people have been starting to discover them and being very upset about it.
I would be upset about it right away.
Companies aren't telling anyone that these are fake people. They're acting like they're real.
Yeah, and if it's not real, then fine. But you know what is real? Us. You're real. I'm real. Thank you very much for joining us here on the first ever Who Cares podcast. We're going to be streaming live every Thursday. Maybe not at this time. We're here for your morning commute. I understand that. And I'm wondering, is it because my looks, did it frighten you? Like it's almost too good to be true?
They must.
And maybe when they heard that you were a Thunderbird.
Yeah, they were intimidated.
Okay, well don't let that, we are here for you.
And absolutely, we're here to help.
We're here to help. We're here to take our knowledge of things.
Yep.
Many things.
And we hope to bring
awareness,
relevant
topics
and awareness to things that are going on to the everyday person.
That's right.
You guys.
That's right.
And let you guys shine.
Yeah. Let you shine, because we're gonna be giving out prizes. We're gonna be doing not just prizes. We want to put a spotlight on you. We want you to go ahead and you first of all, you can email me at Steven at whocasethepodcast, or you can see or listen to our podcast on what'stheplay.net. They can follow you on Twitter.
I'm actually switching my username because it does not match up to my username. But if you search John Montgomery Thunderbird III, all in words, no hyphens, no
space,
I's to do the third. It's written out John Montgomery Thunderbird III with no spaces, and you'll find me.
I mean, if they don't find you, there can't be another show. There's no other show.
There isn't. But if there is, I'll find you.
I will find you.
Imposters are not tolerated.
That's right. So thank you again, John, for being the greatest co-host the world's ever seen. My best co-host friend. And it's been It's been your pleasure just as much as it's been ours.
Absolutely. We wouldn't have it any other way or be anywhere else except here for you.
Here on twitch.tv/ the Who Cares podcast. And also make sure you follow him streaming on
What's to Play Games.
twitch.tv/ What's to Play Games. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Always. See you next time. Bring it in.